ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהכל נהיה בדברו. As you can see by the Sukkot, we are in the midst of the celebration of the holiday of Sukkot. Sukkot is a great holiday because it comes at a moment when all the storehouses are full of grain. It's the end of the year, the end of the harvest, and everybody feels good. But at this very time, the Bible tells us, you know what? You think you have everything? Well, I want you to go out of your home. Go into a temporary abode. Go into something that is really very fragile, that cannot withstand a great wind, a tempest, or anything like that. You know, I am right now in Miami, where most of the homes have shutters in case of a hurricane, so you protect your home against it. You can't have shutters in a sukkah. No such thing, because the sukkah should fly away if there is a tempest. What does that teach us? It teaches us that even though we may be building houses of cement, of steel, of all materials that withstand many manifestations of nature, and at the end of the day, home is where your family is. Even if the walls are not structured that well, even though it may blow away with the wind, home is what human beings make of it. I want to tell you some laws about the sukkah. The sukkah has to have walls, has to have a door, but actually I think that 2.5 walls are sufficient to make a sukkah. What is the most important part of the sukkah is really the roof of the sukkah. It has to be made of something that grows from nature and is cut off and is placed on top. In other words, you cannot have a sukkah under a tree that is still attached to the ground. You have to make sure that the covering of the roof is no longer attached to the ground. You also have to make sure of the following, that there should be more shade than sun inside the sukkah. In other words, you can't have just a couple of branches and that'll be the roof of the sukkah. You have to have many branches so it really covers, you feel that you have a roof over your head. At night, you should be able to see the stars through the roof of the sukkah. I remember once going to the Hayden Planetarium in the city of New York. It was a big dome on top of us, and as the lights went out, our seats reclined and we were facing really the dome. And suddenly you saw a dome that was lit up with what looked like thousands of stars, and everybody sighed of astonishment at the spectacle that you could see. Suddenly we heard a voice on the loudspeaker that said, "You like this? Actually, you can see a better spectacle. Go out of your home. On a clear night, lie down on the grass. Go to a park, lie down, and take a look at the sky, and you will see an ever more imposing spectacle." What is this law telling us? That you must be able to see the stars. You know, when we are in our home, we are covered totally. We don't feel nature. If it's warm, we have air conditioning. If it's cold, we have heating. When you go into the sukkah, you feel whatever nature gives you, really. You feel that you are under a sky. You know that there is something above you, that you are not all-powerful. There are forces in nature that are much stronger than anything that you can do in this world. So maybe the sukkah is a very important lesson. At the time of the year when your storehouses are full of grain, when you feel you're really all powerful, that you can't fear anything, it tells you, remember, your home that is so solid is only as solid as your family is, because it's not the cement that make the walls. What creates cohesion in a family is the warmth, the warmth of human beings, of one with the other. And make sure also that you can see the stars, that you may be covered and protected, but make sure that you remember that there is a heaven above, that there is a God above, that there is a vast universe beyond your home. You're confined to a small space. There's a lot of warmth in it, but you are a speck, you are a little dot in a tremendous universe. So make sure that you contribute to that universe. Make sure that your life is a productive life. Make sure that your days are not wasted. Make sure that you contribute something to the welfare of mankind, to the welfare of the entire universe in which God has placed us.